Welcome back to the Take That L podcast. We're back with episode 17, and we're going to dive right into the thing that's in the news probably more than anything else right now, which is the Titan submarine being lost. But it's relevant to gaming a little bit and gives them an excuse to talk about it because they're using the a game controller to control a thing. I know Tucci did a little bit of research on it, so I'll let him take it away.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't heard, which I'm assuming you guys have, but there's this 23,000 pound submarine called the Titan that went missing in the North Atlantic Sunday. There's five people in it. One is the person who runs the submarine. The other four are just passengers. It got lost, and I think if they're not found by tomorrow, then it's basically a lost cause. Like they're fucked. Um, so they took this voyage to the Titanic, and you said it was like 250,000 to do this trip per
Yeah,
person.
250,000 a ticket, I
250K.
believe. Yes.
Yeah, to go and like look at the sunken Titanic or whatever. And it's gotten a lot of backlash because there's a clip that was released of this submarine and it was manned by a Logitech controller, which is quite interesting. And
It's
there's
like an
been like tons
off-the-shelf
of
controller.
yeah. There's like tons of articles explaining like, oh, this is fine and everything because like the US, I think US military like uses Xbox controllers to man some of their stuff. But it's like if you're paying this much money to do this like trip to go see the Titanic and you're in a fucking tube that's manned by a controller, I don't know. It's if that's even worth.
And parts from Camping World.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They have like a little light in there that's like from
Chris, you
Camping
doing
World and
like an
everything.
ASMR stream over there? What's going on with the mic there?
No shot you're going to be catching me paying $250,000 to go in here without
It's
even
gonna
looking
be
at
so
it.
loud.
Why do you have it next
Dude,
to your mouth?
Uh,
and swallowing his
you,
mic.
you'd think they would look at the submarine like what am I spending $250,000 on? Go look at it. It's like, yeah,
It's the
there's no way I'm
experience.
coming back up to the surface in this thing. The instant
Well,
I
they're all
see him pull,
billionaires, right? Like the people in the.
I
I mean,
mean,
it's
I'm
water under
assuming
the
so.
bridge for them.
oh, I know, but it's still a lot of money to go in
Well,
a submarine.
not anymore, it's
What?
not.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now they're the water under the bridge, but it's
You'd think you'd like look at it and be like, is this safe for me? Yes, I have a lot of money. I can pay for the best of everything, but is this safe for me? The instant the guy says this is from Camping World, I'm out. That's just
I feel
me.
yeah, I feel like if the pilot was using like an Xbox controller or something, I feel like I would want to see him play a few rounds of Call of Duty before I got in that.
Dude, it's just crazy to me that they didn't have any like backup controls, and that was like the only thing that was controlling it. Like I didn't see
Can't
anything
press the
about like
back button in this one.
yeah, like
Dude, he got controller drift.
there's no ability for like them to control from the ground or anywhere else or like another ship or anything like that. It's like, all right, if
Right.
that controller
You guys have
breaks,
had that before, right? Where
you're fucked.
the controller joystick just all of a sudden your character starts moving in a
Yeah.
circle. Do you
Yeah.
imagine that's what happened to them? All of a sudden the submarine just starts doing circles. Like I can't stop it.
Wait, so I saw the video and the submarine's like enclosed. So how do they even look at the Titanic?
There's cameras that go to a feed on those TV screens that were
That's
showed
it.
on the inside. Yeah.
Bro, that's like buying tickets to watch like a NBA game outside of the stadium.
Yeah.
Big screen.
I didn't see any windows. I'm pretty sure they had four like monitors displays.
Dude, that's not even
But
fucking
like, are they
worth.
all just like crouched sitting on their knees like this, watching the same screen? So
Yes,
there's five of them in one thing. So they're just sitting there like
yes.
this, looking at it.
That is exactly what's happening.
So couldn't they just pay like the 250,000 to have the guy go down and then send the transmission back to them
You're
while they're
right.
sitting on their mega yacht watching it?
Just live stream it for me.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
know,
paying
right?
that fucking
Not
much to
lost
go
at
down
sea.
there. I mean,
It
do I
seems
feel
like
bad?
an overall
Yeah,
bad situation.
but like, I don't know, man. It's just he even read like the what is that like the stuff he
Agreement,
had agreement like letter
terms
or
of
whatever.
service, whatever you want to.
Yeah.
Disclosure.
Can cause death. Where do I sign up? It's like, dude, you
Well,
already
they
signed up for it by
also
doing it.
there's like so many red flags. Like they're like the now former director. Like he got fired a few years ago. But he got fired because he said there was a whole bunch of safety issues with it. So, um, so they fired him because he said, "Yeah, this is not safe. Like there's this, and this wrong
Right.
with it." And they're like, "Yeah, shut up, goodbye. Like you're done."
You're
Um,
fired.
So yeah,
how much I sacrificed.
I don't understand how you don't do your research if you're like literally putting your life at risk and you're signing your life away if something goes wrong. Like, did anyone do any research on this
I'm gonna
before
assume
going
no.
on it?
Well,
Is
they
this the
Yeah, I
are.
first
doubt it.
trip? Is this the first trip they took?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
This is oh, okay.
Not the best PR stunts.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not good.
You could be just like them in the news 24/7.
Something tells me there won't be a second trip.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Dude, watch them come back. And I mean, this might all end up like as a sad story or whatever. But I'm assuming because of all the people looking after him, I'm sure it'll end up fine. You imagine though, they come back, they get found and stuff. They're like, oh yeah, we found Atlantis down there. By the way, we were talking to
Oh my
Aquaman.
gosh.
We were talking to
Just some,
Aquaman and the lost city of
they
Atlantis.
find like the Hollow Earth from Godzilla or something.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where they are, man. Maybe they got
Yeah.
sucked into
They
the
got
hollow earth.
stuck into a kaiju portal from
Yeah.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah,
In all seriousness,
not to
though,
make
we're
light of
like,
the situation.
I
but
know
it's
we,
kinda
we
interesting.
hope they're okay and they come back. It
Yeah.
just is so ridiculous. All the thing that's coming out
Yeah.
of it. Like, of course, we hope everyone makes it back safely. But the whole situation is just absolutely ridiculous now that they're releasing all the safety issues with it and somehow got it approved to get launched. So we probably don't have to talk much more about that because I feel like every news and social media account is just posting all about this and giving constant updates. So hopefully in the next 20 hours, all is good and they are back safe.
Yeah, fingers
But
crossed.
more in the realm of gaming. Xbox did a game showcase for a bunch of new games that they have coming up in the next few years. Connor, I know you watched like the full video. A shout about like some of the top things that you saw.
Well, there were some pretty interesting little indie games that I saw that were potentially coming out. There's a lot of DLC, like stuff for Fallout 76, Overwatch 2's got their updates, Cyberpunk 2077. So some of the things, they weren't really like these huge big hits that are coming out, but more so just updates on what we already have. But I know you guys also looked through these and saw some things that kind of caught your eye. Overall, some pretty interesting graphical choices. I saw some cell shaded games, stuff that reminded me of BioShock. Crazy diversity in art styles, and I just wanted to see what you guys thought of like some of the different games that you saw. Like, let's start with Fable. What did you guys think about the non-gameplay trailer for Fable?
I guess I can go first.
Yeah, go for it.
I know, like on Xbox Original, I played the Fables a lot, and I love the game. I love the storyline, and they released news like I think it was 3 years ago that they were planning on the official development of Fable for next gen.
Okay.
And with the direct, there was a lot. Basically, the majority of the fan base looking for something for Microsoft, like, hey, give us something to like go off of, like we need something to keep us going now. And 3 years later, we get another non-gameplay teaser trailer with nothing, no news. It's like, where is this game in the stages of development? It's like you have this fan base that is now just kind of like, all right, this game's either going to be a lost cause or it's going to come out and it's going to just be a shit show.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's kind of my take from it, but
Especially
What
with
is-
like the
what is
culture
Fable?
nowadays.
I've never played that, so can you explain
it's
to me a little bit
it's
of?
like an RPG where
Okay.
you choose between good and bad, and based on your choices, you'll either be labeled as like neutral, good, or evil, and that dictates how like the general NPCs view you.
Okay.
It's a pretty cool
So it's
dynamic.
kind of like Red Dead Redemption, where you can do good deeds and like that changes how you interact with NPCs and stuff
I
like
see.
that.
Yeah.
If
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember right, Fable was one of the very first ones to have that type of morality system in their game.
yeah.
Don't
So
quote
it
me
was
on that.
like, I know like the early games kind of introduced it where like each decision you made kind of influenced how the story would play out, I believe.
Okay.
So, I mean, they have some games like that now, and they've done like the interactive TV shows that kind of introduce a little bit of that. But like Connor said, I'm pretty sure this is one of the first ones to do it. So it's kind of cool to see that take on it. Of course, there's only so many different ways programmed into the game, but it was
Yeah.
cool to be able to have different outcomes for the decisions you made. I hope something comes out of
What's
it,
the
but
setting of this game? Is it like medieval fairy tale? Or is it more like
kind of like a
sci-fi?
medieval fairy tale, yeah.
Okay,
I
okay.
Because like from
but
the cinematic trailer, I saw there's like some magical uh components to it as well as like sword play.
Cool.
So it kind
yeah,
of looks
yep.
like a combination of those two in terms of fighting style. But we haven't received any gameplay trailer, so we have absolutely
Right.
no idea how that works. But the concept looks cool. We can at least say that.
No, most definitely.
What do you think, Connor?
I think he's muted.
Man's got his mic not working. His mic's
Can't
not
hear us
working.
either.
He can't hear us.
Connor.
I'm so stupid, man. I'm so using my headset mic whenever we're playing games and stuff, and me just flipping it down and turning it on instead of going over here. Sorry about that.
Just sitting here.
Yeah. So let's kind of segue into some of the other hit indie games that you guys were kind of interested in. I know Noah saw Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah.
You've been playing through some of the other ones, and you had your eye on the other new Star Wars game that had the controversy, and you played through that. What do you think of Star Wars Outlaws? Not playing as a Jedi and more of like a outlaw rogue type character.
I like the idea of it. It's gonna have to be incredibly story based because I feel like there's only so much you can do around like gameplay if there's not, the Force. Like that's like almost all of the Star Wars games function around the ability to be a Jedi, and there's a lot more flexibility in terms of combat.
Right.
So I think it's going to have to be incredibly dependent on the story that goes along with it. Again, right now all we've seen is a lot of the cinematic stuff similar to Fable. I didn't see a whole lot of gameplay in there. I think there was like very short clips of it.
Yeah.
So curious to see how much more comes out about this in the next few weeks. But that was one I'm a Star Wars fan. I mean, I got this and other posters in the background. So I'm excited for it. I had fun with the Star Wars, the Jedi Survivor game as well. But it's going to be fun to play as like a different angle. I'm curious to see again what the story looks like because they'll release more of that leading up to its release. But overall, pretty excited about it. I'm not sure how you guys feel. I don't think you guys have played any of the new Star Wars games. Tusha, I know you said you bought it or you were going to
Yeah,
buy it.
I bought
Fallen Order.
not the Fallen Order, the first one. Yeah,
Right.
this game looks good. I'm really excited because Star Wars has a lot of characters, but it's got a female lead, and so I think if they do it really well, it can be even better than like Rey as a female lead. So, I mean, the whole Rey story and everything is controversial throughout the movie. So, I
Yeah.
think
Rey
I'm
had a
just really
good
excited to
start.
see.
She had a good start as a character. I
Yeah,
liked her a lot in the first movie, but then it kind of like it was such like weird back and
Power
forth,
scaling
like
is
right,
good
not
and
there.
evil. Yeah,
Power
right.
scaling's just not there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Random force lightning attack, go.
The thing I liked about Rey in the first movie is like we didn't had no idea what her background was. She could be a
Yeah.
nobody. And I like that about Star Wars. Like you can be a nobody and be a Jedi. Like that's super cool. And then third one they're like, oh guess what? She's a fucking Palpatine. I'm like,
She should have been a nobody. She should have been
what?
like Han Solo, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
That's another topic for
Yeah.
another time.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about some of the DLCs and updates and stuff? I know we got Fallout 76 getting support with Atlantic City. They actually had a cool like a little jam that they played that had like some cool rhyming in the old style of music for their
Okay.
trailer. We got some more Elder Scrolls Online DLC that they release, I swear, every single month. And then Overwatch 2 getting updates, and I heard that they're actually making their single player content that they supposedly scrapped. Like they're just making a few missions now, and you have to pay to play them still. So, what
Wait,
are
so
you
Yeah.
guys' thoughts on any of those?
Is it paid for DLC?
Yeah. So I was gonna bring this up. So for the new update for Overwatch 2, they're bringing back the campaign of it. Like Connor said, it's gonna be like missions,
Right.
but you have to pay for it.
It's like $15 or something.
Do
It's
you get all the missions, or you just
weird.
get? Is it like
I don't know.
115 per
Knowing
mission?
Blizzard, you probably
Oh.
got to pay differently for each, and you
Right.
can buy like
Gold
the
for each
Super
mission.
Battle Overwatch League bundle pass or something.
For $100.
Yeah.
We promise there will be more missions.
I just think it's funny how they said, yeah, we're scrapping this. And next thing you know, they
That's
don't
what
say
I'm saying.
anything. And then they have the game showcase. You're looking at it watching the videos, watching the stream. It's like, what the fuck is this? This is a campaign. This looks like a
Okay, well,
single player
that's a
campaign.
misconception. They didn't say that they were necessarily scrapping all of the single player content. They just said they
Okay.
were going to scrap the tier trees, like the upgraded skill thing that would allow you to customize your character as you went through, and they're also scrapping a comprehensive campaign. There was going to be a comprehensive campaign with adaptive like skill trees that you could take on the fly to play however you wanted in that style and go through a full campaign. Now it's you go through a story mission, and those are independent of each other. It's not going to be like you go
No,
into a
it's-
hub
can-
and then you go into whatever mission you want to do next.
I don't think I can tell you
Oh.
how not excited I am for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the whole reason
It's
I was excited
misleading.
for Overwatch 2 was because I could play the campaign with my friends, and it's
Yeah, me too.
like no, you can't do that
Yep.
anymore. We're bringing
So
you.
they're basically making
Paid
a Call of
missions
Duty
instead.
campaign into Overwatch.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Is basically what they're doing.
Kind of.
Because there's like Call of Duty campaigns, there's not any skill tree or anything like that. It's a super shallow campaign, but the story has
Yeah.
to be good. So they better not fuck that up. Otherwise, it's kind of useless.
I mean, it looked cool from what I saw when they
Okay.
in the showcase. It actually
Alright.
looked kind of cool. That's why I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And
I'll
then
be
they
happy
got
to be
to it,
wrong.
and they kind of.
I'll be happy to be wrong.
I don't want to pay
I'm
for
just,
it.
yeah, I'm curious.
I'm not gonna pay for it though. That's the thing. I don't know.
I'm curious how this pay for content is gonna go.
I don't
Maybe if they
dislike
let
the
you
idea of
play
paying
to
for
like
content.
get the currency and get it, then maybe.
Oh, I see
I
what you're
don't
saying.
dislike the idea of paying for content. It's just has to be good.
Yeah,
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 I mean,
that
It's
too.
that they let us down so much, and they're still
Exactly.
like they cut and scrap so much from it, and they're still trying to piecemeal out this content
Right.
as if it were
Exactly.
worth it.
Correct.
Yeah, but I mean,
Um,
on to other DLCs. I mean, personally, I know you guys know my thoughts on the Fallout 76 and Elder Scrolls Online DLCs. I feel like there are plenty of other things they could be working on. I don't know.
You
I
mean
don't
the
think
next
these are
game?
games that. Yeah, I don't think these are games that are necessarily going to gain another player base, but I think whatever they have is kind of what's going to stay there. So I
Mhm.
don't know if they're just trying to stay true to their fans to keep them in, but from what I've heard, they're not the best games. So I don't know.
okay, well,
I-
at least they're not trying to remaster Skyrim for the 50th time. Okay?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
it
get
is
that.
at
I'm
least
just-
new content.
Yeah.
You have to applaud them for delivering new content to a game that they've already made. So it's like maintaining support for games
Yeah,
that
and
have
I mean-
somewhat of a player base. So I'm happy for those player bases, but if we're being honest, like the general public wants Elder Scrolls 6, so like I don't understand why you
Yeah.
don't put more focus on that. And we don't have visibility into like, what they're doing, like, how much support is on Elder Scrolls Online versus Elder Scrolls 6. I would assume there's more for Elder Scrolls 6, but it's just annoying that it's so far out ahead of time. They're just releasing a bunch of updates for a game that has a much shallower player base than just general single player
Yeah.
Skyrim. So
And I mean,
Mhm.
it sucks too because the lore of Elder Scrolls Online is really cool. Like
Mhm.
they've been able to expand on the universe like a lot. It's just that it's not going to get seen by a broader audience until we get 6. So
Yeah, and I mean, I was curious about the pricing and everything. So Necron, the new DLC, is going to be $40, and I know a lot of the other ones are paid.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of curious. It's like, how much money do these people really want to put into this game?
well,
How much
MMOs
is
are
it?
always like subscription based. I think. that
Well, I know,
one's
but
free
it's
to
like-
play. They just have you pay for the new DLC subscriptions.
Well, the game's not free.
Is it not?
No, it's $20, and then the new DLC is 40, and then the other ones are also paid.
how many DLCs do they
It's not
have?
too. That's not too bad for an MMO. Like World of Warcraft lived forever on the model of you pay to play the game and you pay $60 each time there's a new DLC that comes out for it.
Yep. Gotta
Well,
love.
you can
Wow.
subscribe. You can subscribe for $15 a month to that.
Well, it was a
but-
good model for the time, you know. Like
It
I
was.
don't
Yeah.
like subscription-based services, but I mean, it's a lot of content that they give you.
Yeah. No. I don't think anybody really complained about the WoW system in terms of like feeling like they got gypped. Like, sure, it's a
Not
Lot
until
of money.
recently, anyway. It's
yeah.
kind of been
Yeah. I'm
ass
saying like
lately.
when it was at its peak. And when it was at its peak, no one was really complaining about it because it did good work. But yeah.
Yeah,
I feel the
our
same
high
with
school
Fallout
teacher
76.
was subscribed to it.
Oh yeah,
Who?
Cyberpunk 2077. You guys want to talk about that?
So slurred.
I heard this is the last DLC that they're going to be doing before they move on to other projects.
I mean,
For
has
Fall
this game
26.
really been fixed compared to like how it the initial release? I know they were doing some updates, but I mean,
I mean, it
That
was
I don't
is
fixed.
it
know.
Which
I think
game?
it was Fallout
Cyberpunk
26.
2077.
Cyberpunk?
Oh, I thought you
Okay.
said. I thought you talked. Sorry, I thought you said Fallout
No,
26.
Fallout still ass.
I was gonna say it was fixed. It just wasn't good.
We're talking about
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk, yeah,
Yeah,
because it was
Cyberpunk.
super
Cyberpunk.
glitchy on launch. I think they
Yes.
Yeah.
updated a lot of those out.
Good.
But it was
Because,
too
I mean,
little, too late.
Yeah, it was too late. They already lost all the trust, and they lost a lot of their player base.
because this
But
new
Keanu
DLC
Reeves is back. Keanu Reeves was in the trailer for it.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, maybe. I think that's like the biggest reason why people were so interested in Cyberpunk and so hyped up for it because of Keanu Reeves.
The one.
The
John Wick?
one,
The one.
yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
so this DLC is going to be $30. So I mean, unless you get it on sale, I don't know how many. I really wouldn't want to spend $30 on a DLC for this because I don't necessarily know how big it is. But
Yeah, true.
That's got to be like a forgiveness type price point. They were probably going to originally sell it for 60, and then they were like, "Yeah, we can't do that. No one's going to buy that. So let's sell it for 30."
I'm surprised
yeah,
it's
right.
30 to
And
be
I like
honest.
the other thing CD Projekt Red has been working on. Like I'm pretty sure Redfall was one of their games, wasn't it?
I don't
Was it?
think
I
so.
don't think I've heard of that one.
I mean,
No,
their
I don't
biggest
think
one
No,
was
maybe it
Witcher
was.
3.
I'm thinking of something else.
Witcher 3 was CG Project Red, like,
Okay, yeah, never mind. I'm thinking of
biggest
something else, but
that I can
I'm
remember.
hoping they can come back.
They did have a lot of
They had a lot of
bad-
good games.
Yeah, but they had like a lot of scandals for their company
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Like
They did,
like,
yeah.
like Blizzard. We'll see though. Maybe they'll kick all the bad people out.
Yeah. Did you guys? I know Connor watched it, but did you guys see the Clockwork Revolution
No.
trailer come out through
I
there?
did not.
I swear when I saw that in the live stream for the showcase, I thought it was going to be another BioShock game.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, this has
Everybody I
got to
talked
be a
to,
success.
same thing.
Bioshock Infinite. It has
Yep.
to be.
Everything
Yeah.
looks so much the same. The guns look the same. I was like, this has to be BioShock. So I'm wondering where I know your guys' thoughts on, but like some games I've seen recently have been like repetitive, not necessarily copying another game's traits and everything, but just
Yeah.
taking what one game has and trying to make it your own game.
Copycat syndrome.
And yeah, and like I don't know, I felt like once I saw this, I'm like, okay, this is a BioShock game. And when Clockwork Revolution, I'm like, how much different can this really be? Is this just going to be like a cash grab of like,
But to me, it looked
people
like
love
Dishonored as
BioShock.
well. You know,
Yeah, a little
like
bit.
it's got a mix of both. I think it's okay as long as it's not like the story is not a ripoff. I think it's
That's what I
totally
was gonna
okay to
Yeah.
like the mechanics and smoothness of another game genre and be like, okay, let's adapt that into our story.
It's
I mean,
like,
a lot
it's
of
like a
people feel the same
steampunk
way.
sci-fi vibe though, which is, I mean,
Yeah.
basically similar to the rest of the games you talked about. But
Well, Bioshock Infinite was pretty close to that aesthetic.
okay,
Yeah, I was going to say that I played BioShock Infinite and I thought that game was actually pretty cool. But
It was a little bit short, but it was really cool.
yeah. I
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know.
I'm okay with games like playing off of other game mechanics. I was like, a lot of people felt that same
Oh.
way about like the new Spider-Man games from like the Arkham Knight, like Batman games.
yeah,
Felt that they always had very similar things in terms of like skill trees and like how you interact, and they're very different
Right.
in terms of like how they play. But that's been like something I've seen consistently in terms of like people saying, "Oh, Spider-Man's just a rip off Batman Arkham Knight."
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you know what I just thought about?
What?
What?
The submarines in fucking the first Bioshock game.
Come
Oh
on.
my god.
Come on.
Dude, they're fighting Big Daddies right now.
Bring it full circle.
They're in Big Daddy actually.
What's it called? Rapture? The city of
Yeah.
I mean,
Rapture.
I feel like the biggest thing that came out of this Xbox game showcase was Starfield, though.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff came out about that in terms of like gameplay trailers, and I feel like a lot of people are pretty excited about it. However, the one thing that has kind of like marred the Starfield announcement is the fact that they announced that it's going to be Xbox and PC exclusive, so it's not going to be available for PS5. PlayStation users, it's tough to complain because there's so many exclusives on PlayStation that Xbox
Yeah,
finally
fair.
gets one. Um, but it does have some like much larger impact. So Bethesda and Xbox have made it 100% clear, and they have confirmed that it will be an Xbox and PC exclusive. It's not just a rumor at this point; like they've confirmed it.
Okay.
And this is even though like the game was announced prior to the Bethesda acquisition by Microsoft. So that's what has more people kind of pissed off about it, is that it wasn't a Microsoft property when it was announced. But now that Microsoft acquired the game through Bethesda, they're making it an
Mm,
Xbox and PC exclusive. So that has people kind of pissed
Okay.
off. Um, while Microsoft was acquiring them, Sony was actually negotiating with Bethesda to have a PS5 exclusive. So they kind of got scooped on that one, I should say. I don't want to say because again they've been doing this so many other games. Um, Xbox and Bethesda are right now arguing that by being able to focus on just two platforms, and tough to say PC is necessarily just one platform because there's so many different things you have to optimize for with all different specs of every different type of PC. They're saying that this allows them to make a better product, um, even though it excludes gamers, particularly kind of the largest market of the console gamers, because right now in the next gen consoles, PlayStation's at like almost 65% of the market share. So it's a massive loss for them on that front in terms of lost revenue. I doubt anybody is, or many people are going to buy an Xbox to play Starfield.
yeah.
It'll happen, but I don't think it's going to happen nearly as much as it will for PlayStation because PlayStation has this suite of exclusivity, whereas Xbox really just has a few select games like Starfield. Um,
Yeah.
so curious what you guys think. There's a few other things that this kind of has impacts on, but curious what you guys think about Starfield. Not only the
I
release, but
mean,
then also the exclusivity to Xbox and PC. I know we all have PC, so it's not all that big of an issue,
I,
but
I have an idea. I have an idea. Why don't we obviously speak your mind? Everybody speak your mind about like whatever the exclusivity is. But for like the gameplay side, why don't we kind of go around for each person and say like one positive, one negative thing of each
I haven't even
person. See what they
seen
think.
gameplay of it yet, so you guys can go ahead.
yeah, I
Okay.
can go ahead with that. So I love the exploration aspect. I've never played No Man's Sky, but I love the concept. I tried to get this entire group to play it, and I only got one of y'all to hop on board, and I ended up having to refund that shit. I love the idea of doing like a solo exploration type thing. The downside is that there's no multiplayer, so I feel like that's the biggest
Okay.
loss here. Although with single player, there's certain benefits to that where you can definitely focus more on gameplay and story and things like that. But exploring the universe with your friends would be kind of a cool concept if you can do it well. So that's me. I'll let Connor and Chris give their thoughts.
All right.
Yeah. I would get with you on that. I think it'll be cool to have this kind of like unlimited space exploration. The only thing I'm worried about is it being too redundant. I know they were kind of looking at like each planet and system because they had a little bit of a trailer, like a teaser with this, where you
Okay.
have X amount of planets in one system, and you can go to each of those, and then you zoom out, and there's like what 15 different solar systems that also have their own like array of like 5 to 6 planets. So I mean, they were saying like, yeah, this is going to be huge. Like the open world and everything is going to be huge, but it's like how much can you really change between this? I know they kind of changed the harvesting of materials, which is kind of cool, where you can like harvest each mineral to yourself. So I don't know how that's going to be utilized, but I think it's going to be really cool. I'm probably going to pre-order it, to be honest.
Nice.
It's the only thing holding me over for Skyrim, but I really love these role-playing single-player games, and the ship design too, because I've always liked doing like building your own house in Skyrim. So I'm wondering how complex they're going to get with the ship, or if there's any going to be any stationary buildings. One thing I will say, that's kind of a negative, is the combat to me looked a little wonky when they were kind of like sliding around jetpacking and shooting the enemies. It kind of looked like it looked a little weird to me, but
Like the Suicide Squad gameplay or what?
yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
I had that was actually
Yeah.
going to be one of my complaints is that when I was looking at it, it reminded me a lot of like the Borderlands almost style of
yeah, yep,
combat, but
right on
it
the head.
felt like the models were not as unique as Borderlands creatures were. Like,
Okay.
you
Yeah,
know, you fight like a super mutant psycho in Borderlands, but in this one, it's just like astronaut number 5, who's like a level 8. And like they have like a
Yeah, like
hitbox
an
over their
outlaw
head.
bandit or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, and I was like, they got to improve that because it doesn't look like you're fighting unique creatures. It looks like you're fighting Farming Simulator, monster number 3.
Yeah.
Some of the creatures look pretty cool, but what I
Yeah.
will say looked very cool to me was the uniqueness of the planets and the different like civilization outposts. Like they had New Atlantis, which
That looked really
like,
cool.
yeah, it looked like super like Earth megacorp, like mega. What's the best word of it?
It kind of looked like the Guardians of the Galaxy. The
Connor hasn't seen it.
no, the first one. Where
Oh,
they
okay,
get to
yeah.
the station where like the
Yeah, exactly, like that.
I can't remember exactly what it's called.
But it's like the huge intergalactic. This is where all the people reside. But then you have like another planet where it's like an outlaw planet, and everything looks kind of Western. And then you might have another where it's like the biochem, where they make all the drugs and do all the shady business dealings. So I think because you know how when you play Skyrim, right, you go from Solitude to Windhelm,
And
And it's
Windhelm's like a trashless, or not trashless, a trashed city.
yeah, it's like the difference in the temperatures as well, like different. Like I love the different feel of the different places that I saw.
That's cool.
And if they can really flesh out some of the character designs and have, because I know No Man's Sky had more like the alien NPCs. I think they should try and delve a little bit more into that because it didn't seem to me like it literally just a lot of them look like either they had a face tattoo and that's the only thing that differentiated them, or it's like astronaut number 5,033.
You're
Yeah.
going to be in a spacesuit most of the time, aren't you?
Yeah, it looked like the only way that they could differentiate between the guys in spacesuits, though, is like, oh, this is the red one, and this is the black one. The red one likes killing, and the black one is like in a death cult, and like that's all the difference is just the color of the spacesuit.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
think
only
there's-
concern. I'm assuming they're going to flesh out some of the combat a little bit better, but I like what I see when it comes to the epic scale and difference between the planets.
Sick.
And I'm sure too, the same way it took off with Elder Scrolls is having a modding community. I'm sure it'll take a while, but with these games through Bethesda, if they become that big of a hit, I think usually the modding community is like they're very adamant on getting content out to make the game better and
Yeah.
more like it should be. I know that's what they did with Skyrim, but like Connor said, I'm kind of waiting to see how far in the process and how good Starfield will be on release and where they take it from there. Because with Skyrim, the modders kind of just took it all the way to the top, to be honest.
Yeah, they carried
And you,
that
you can
game
only
hard.
mod on
Yeah.
PC, right? You can only mod on PC.
No, you can
Oh,
do
you
it
can,
on
you can have
Xbox
mods
too.
on Xbox.
Sometimes
too.
they bring the mods over on the store.
Gotcha.
There's way
And make
more.
them
There's
official
way more. On,
mods.
there's way more on PC though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you
they're-
can, you can incorporate Steam mods and a lot of different other communities, but Xbox still has like there's a bit like if you get the Legendary Edition, there's a built-in modding community into there that you
Okay.
can download, which has most of the
That's cool.
mods itself. But yeah, I don't
Curtis,
know. That's where I'm at on that.
So you said you're gonna pre-order it. Are you gonna pre-order it on PC or Xbox?
Xbox, probably. I mean, I have my Series X and I don't play jack shit on it, so I got to get something for it.
Yeah, that's
And I have the
I'm kind of
I have
bummed
the
that it's not
Starfield
on
controller,
PS5.
so
I like playing these types of single player games on console more than I like playing
Yeah.
on PC, just because it is typically better optimized for the systems
fair.
because it's a single spec for every single system. So I'm kind of bummed that I won't be able to get it on there, but I'll buy it on PC most likely and play it through
yeah.
there.
I mean, I don't mind,
Dope.
but I think the PS5 controllers are dog shit, so I'm more than happy to buy it for Xbox. Yeah,
I like the PS5 controller. What do you mean?
I think PS5's alright.
yeah, Xbox controller, dude.
I like
I like
Xbox
my
a little
custom
better. But
PC one that I
I've been
got.
playing PS. I've been
That's
playing
the same
PlayStation.
controller they used for that submarine, Connor.
I mean, I have PlayStation controllers. I just kind of, I don't know. They're garbage in my opinion, but
I
what
like
are you
PS5
gonna do?
I like PS5 controllers better than PS4 controllers. I think PS4 controllers are
Oh
The
yeah, for
worst.
sure.
totally different tangent.
I take
discussion that
PS4
we
over
could go.
PS5.
Oh, that's
What?
just a shit opinion. That is a
This guy
fucking
thinks
bad.
PS5.
Is the
Oh
swipe
my
pad
God.
like at all?
I-
Is it like You remember when
I
they
put-
marketed that as like a huge game mechanic where you'd like swipe on it and it would do stuff?
It's fucking stupid, useless.
that
Have
is
to
one thing I
figure.
hate about it. There's like on Witcher 3, when I was playing that back through, like you just like tap that, it opens the map. It's so fucking frustrating. I did it so many
Holy
times.
Yeah, I
shit.
switched back. I switched
That's
back
what
to
I felt
PS4
like.
controllers. If you switch back to PS4 controllers and you're playing previous gen games on PS5, it works so much better. But you cannot use PS4 controllers for PS5 games. You have to use PS5 controllers. I found that out the hard way when I put all my PS5 controllers away
Oh damn.
and switched over to PS4.
Yeah.
Sucks. Get better.
But yeah,
Skill
All right.
issue.
Well, I feel like that's a good place to end on the argument of which console controllers are the best. Appreciate you guys listening in for another week. We'll be back in a few weeks with episode 18. Make sure to give us a subscribe on YouTube. Hit the bell for notifications. Get us follow on Instagram or Twitter. We post content pretty regularly there as well. So we'll see you guys later.
thanks for joining.
Peace.